here with Guy Willison. He is the designer of the CB54, and the most interesting thing I've already found out is why it's called the 54.
It's called 54 because that was my dispatch call sign back in the day, and I did 1,000,000 miles dispatching, and I always wanted to call my company if I set one up 54, and here it is.
That's tremendous. See, when it was at first, because I saw it at Motorcycle Live last year,
Yeah.
I didn't manage to catch up with you. I looked at it and went, I wonder why it's called 54, and I kind of went through scenarios of why, but that's a better reason.
That is the genuine answer.
That's tremendous. Right, so why the CB1100?
I saw the bike in an earlier incarnation when it first came out, I don't know, roughly 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago, and I thought I got what Honda were trying to do to it. It was a nice retro bike, beautifully styled, and beautifully built, and the build quality is typically Honda. But for me personally, it just missed the mark styling wise. You know, I was brought up on late 70s, early 80s superbike, inline Japanese fours, and we always used to put a single seat on tracker bars, loud pipe, and I could see that basic bike, the one from Honda originally, I could sort of do all that work to it and sort of customize it for how I wanted it.
That's tremendous. Now, how many of the 54 are out there in the world?
At the moment, there aren't many of these out there because they've just started rolling off the production line.
Yeah.
I think there's kind of like 9 or 10 finished. They're starting to roll out at a reasonable rate. It's been a long battle, finalising tooling and getting it all perfect and getting all the pieces of the jigsaw in place for who's going to paint them, who's going to cover the seat, who's going to make the bodywork and the exhaust from Race Fit. And so now they're rolling out, hopefully between sort of like 8 and 10 a month.
Tremendous. Now, what would you say were the main features of this, the redesign that you've done here?
Well, all I've done really, the basic bike is beautiful, and I've just done a restyling job. So the obvious thing is the paintwork, harks back to the endurance races of the early 80s. It's my take on that. No two were the same when they're at the endurance races, but they're always red, white and blue Honda paint job.
Yeah.
And that's the inspiration for this paintwork. That's the major obvious difference. It's a standard tank, repainted, and then obviously it's got my bodywork and styling on it to go with that. It had to be a single seat for me. It's a point and squirt single seat bike. It's got a nose cone that was kind of period. My favourite bikes of the sort of late 70s, early 80s had little nose cones like that. The Le Mans Mark 1, the Montjuic 500, the Mark 1 of that, and there was the Z1R had a nose cone, and the GS 1000S had one, and they were my kind of favourite usable bikes of that period. And so that's why I had to have a nose cone, had to have a single seat, had to have the tailpiece like that, and of course a nice, reasonably loud but not ridiculous pipe. And so I fitted the 4x2 Race Fit. It's still got the cat, so it's not ridiculously loud. It just growls nicely, and that's basically it.
That's a Race Fit exhaust, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. There's something I was going to ask you here. Right. If you were coming back to motorcycling and this was your style when you first started riding, would you recommend this for a first bike being reintroduced into motorcycling?
Why I love this bike is because it's got the retro look, but it's got modern rubber and modern wheel sizes, so it handles well. It's got ABS and great brakes, and that's one of the reasons I picked it. You can hit the button on this and ride it to the south of France, but it's got that retro cool look, so you've got all that kind of 70s, 80s look without any hassle. You know, it's a modern, fuel injected, all the electrics on it, and it's a Honda, so it should be reliable, and that was the attraction of it. You can get the uber cool looks, and hopefully without any hassle.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, well, these are available to buy, so come to Doble Motorcycles.
Yes.
If you like one, and come see you at the show this weekend.
Yeah, come and see me at the show this weekend. I'm more than willing to have a chat about it and answer any questions. And yeah, if you want one, you need to get your name down. Quite a few have been sold already. It's not had a huge amount of publicity. Yeah. It's here, so if you want one, it's a good idea to go and get your name down, and Doble's Honda dealer can liberate you of your money.
Tremendous, thanks very much.
Cheers.